Wow. What a day. What a week. We are dealing with a lot of pollen in the air, and just been a long week. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Subscribe and like. Got to do that real quick. Subscribe and like. Follow us on all platforms, The Don Miller Show. A shout out to Phil, the podcast doctor. Where you at?
I'm here, man. What's going on?
Oh, man. I got to amp myself up today. A lot going on. Thank you so much, everybody who's been supporting what we do here for a very long time. Phil, you and these damn lights, man.
Am I cooking you today?
That's okay. I'm getting used to it.
Yeah.
You and these lights. Again, thank you so much, everybody. The Don Miller Show, Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I've been doing this for a long-ass time. Many years, more than 20. We started out in radio, and more than 20 years. We started out radio, and it was me and my brother, a gentleman by the name of Holly Holloman. For those who have followed us on radio, Holly was in the heyday. That's Holly right there. That's Holly, D'Amica, Gonzo from the Don Miller Show on Florida Man Radio. And I'm sad to announce that a few days ago, we lost our friend Holly Holloman. And we want to make sure we keep Holly and his family, Kyle and Kara, and Tiny and his sisters in our prayers. We lost a good dude right there, Phil.
Yeah.
Holly Holloman gone, but never forgot, man. Love you, Rosie.
Yeah.
It has been tough. You know, he and I started Florida Man Radio Show together, and went from 1 hour a day to the midday with real numbers, and from 1 hour to 4 hours. And every show was amazing. Every show was a hoot. And it's just a very difficult time for a lot of us, so pray for us. Keep us in your prayers. But we have lost one of the funniest guys I've ever known, and always kept you laughing, my friend, my brother, Holly Holloman. Rest in peace, homie. Appreciate you so much, man. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Don Miller Show right here on Florida. Oh, no, this ain't Florida Man Radio. This is the Don Miller Show on YouTube.
Yep.
Got a lot to get to today. Again, the activist has spoken without knowledge. You know who the activist is. I said this guy's name. I'm not even going to say his name. I'll play a clip to tell you who he is, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But we have to push back on people who engage in conversation. First of all, if you cannot tell me where you got your information, then I challenge that all the time. I don't care who it is, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, anybody. If you start quoting data, I want to know where you got the information from. You should cite your sources. That's just one thing we learned early on in this whole communication conversation field. Cite your sources, right? Exactly. If you ever went to school and had to write a paper, you lose points if you don't cite your sources, right?
Exactly.
Only in the black community, engaging with black people, can you go to a microphone or have a platform and not cite your sources, spew ridiculous ass nonsense and not cite your sources. And so I was watching the Bad Facts Club. Oops, I'm sorry, the Breakfast Club. Apologize. And again, the pastor from Atlanta who is traveling the country, having a conversation about who we should boycott or fast from, as they're calling it. And the target has been Target. And the target has been Target because of DEI, whatever that may mean. Historical facts and data present that DEI has benefited white women at a higher rate than any other group. And I guess that's fine if that's what your mission is. But to engage black people in this conversation by telling them or making them believe that DEI was hurting them, and this is why these companies moved toward DEI immediately after George Floyd's murder in Minneapolis. DEI, the whole conversation came about back in 2011 when Obama mentioned DEI, and I know what that push was about. Many of us who've watched closely know exactly what that push was about. So here we go again. Someone comes to a microphone on a giant platform and starts to tell people who to boycott and who not to support. And I still have not heard a plan. I think if you do that, I think it's important to have a plan and lay the plan of action out and actually tell us how the numbers are going to benefit and change certain situations that are happening. I think boycotting anybody is a thing of the past, and we have seen that for many years. And the whole conversation about boycotting, I think, has taken the conversation about DIY, do-it-yourself, off the table. And I think we should be talking about DIY more than we should be talking about DEI. And again, so I want to play this clip of this pastor who went on the morning show and talked about the 40-day fast from Target. Let's listen to
40-day fast of Target.
Yes. So people are asking, why did we pick Target when Walmart out of order, McDonald's is out of order, John Deere's out of order, Bank of America's out of order,
Amazon
is out of order.
Right.
Is we wanted to go, the African proverb says, if you want to eat an elephant, do one piece at a time. So we picked Target first for several reasons. Number one, Target is headquartered in the same city George Floyd was killed. When George Floyd was killed, Target came out, made an announcement that they're going to invest $2 billion in the black business. $2 billion, drum roll, and it starts December of 2025. When Trump made the announcement January of 2025, they dishonored that commitment. So we wanted to hold them accountable because when they made the pledge, it had nothing to do with DEI. Secondly, I am embarrassed, Breakfast Club, to say to you, Negroes spend $12 million a day in Target. And I don't know.
Okay, stop it right there. Pause right there. So $12 million a day spent by black people in Target. I think that's a crazy number because that equates to probably around $4.3 billion a year. Target's gross revenues in 23 were about maybe 105 billion. And that's what was put out by Target. That's the source. So that would equate to under 5% of their gross revenues by African Americans. So black people spend $12 million a day in Target. Phil, can you see that happening?
No.
No, okay, good, because I can't see it happening. Continue that.
All right. Oh, hold on, I got to fast forward it.
Okay, just no problem.
Yeah, go ahead.
But that's a lot of money, $12 million a day in Target. Black people alone, $12 million a day. If you go look, I can't tell you where there's a Target situated directly in an African American community. They are adjacent to black communities, but none in the black community. Go ahead.
All right, I may have skipped something, but
that's
black
okay. Go
people
back
on
to
payroll and don't honor us.
Okay, go back.
So we're giving that kind of money.
Stop it again. I didn't want to play it all the way through.
Okay.
Just go to where we stopped if you can, because I'm amazed that when we watch people like this shift over into other boxes, and they start to spew numbers. I've always been about data and numbers, and I think the person that drove me to this is D'Amica Page. Constantly about data and numbers.
Right,
$12 million a day is a lot of money, especially when you look at African Americans spending $12 million a day in one retail outlet.
Do a DEI. Secondly, I am embarrassed, Breakfast Club, to say to you, Negroes spend $12 million a day in Target. And I don't know any black business that amasses that much money in any singular day.
Is it $12 million a day?
A day. Number three, Target is on 27 college campuses and not one HBCU. Number four, outside of the federal government, Target is the largest employer of black people. There are 400,000 black people on payroll and don't honor us. So if we're giving that kind of money, that much human capital.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Okay. According to Target, he just said next to the federal government, Target is the second largest employer of black people. According to Target, they only have 400,000 employees, Phil.
So every employee is black?
Okay. and cite your source. So according to Target and what they put out to their shareholders, they have 400,000 employees. And I'm sitting here and I'm watching this guy on this show, and nobody is questioning him or asking him, where'd you get that information from? And only in the black community is this allowed. Target has 400,000 employees, period. Not 400,000 black employees. What? How did nobody catch that?
They probably don't even care.
They don't. And that's the problem. Yes, Target has stores on campus, right? They started this Target stores on campus some time ago. There are 23 Target stores on college campuses. And this is a map of those schools, right? I want to leave this up for a minute, right? They are all the way from San Francisco State to Berkeley, Brigham Young, Minnesota, Chicago. They got 3 on the campuses: Northwestern, Loyola, and University of Chicago, Penn State, NYU, the Terrapins, University of Maryland, Gainesville, and Florida State, and also UT Austin, right? Let me tell you something about these schools. NC State has 34,000 students. Maryland, 30,000. UF, 40,000. FSU, 40,000. UT Austin, 51,000. Penn State, 80,000. And USC, about 50,000. You put a small store, a small Target retail store on those campuses, you're going to see numbers. That's enough people to sustain it. Now, he said there are none on black college campuses. Phil, the largest black college in terms of enrollment in the country is North Carolina A&T with 13,000 students. Second to that would be Howard at 12,000, and everybody under that is 10,000. Prairie View, FAMU is at 9, Morgan State Southern, all under 10. So you can't, it doesn't make sense to put a big box retailer, even a small footprint, on a black college campus because it can't sustain it. I'm sure there are Targets near these campuses, but it can't sustain it. Think about this. Out of the top 10 black colleges in America, the enrollment of the top 10 don't exceed 100,000. It's just amazing when you see these propagandists, these activists, come out to incite and present bad data, and nobody says anything. These box stores with the small footprint are in institutions that exceed 25, 30,000 students. There's always going to be foot traffic. Now, okay, you say, Don, well, they could do it because we don't really seek substance oftentimes in our community. We like symbolism. So, yeah, sure, they can do it. They put a target in. The number's not going to be there. If you look at, basically, just take this one. If you look at the median incomes of students at North Carolina A&T, and the kids at UT Austin or Maryland or Florida, Phil, the numbers got to be 3 times. Mm-hmm. They have the income to sustain these small footprint targets. You can't put a small footprint target on a campus with 10,000 kids. It's not gonna. So what is this about, really? Do we still want to just feel good? So Target, go put one on a campus and just take the loss and just feel good. Because that's what it's about. But it's more importantly, this is about driving a narrative. And I think we got to, where are the young scholars? Where are the young kids at these Ivy League institutions or these really good schools that study this? We need somebody at the forefront of this conversation that can present data and sources where they get this information from. To say that Target has 400,000 black employees and nobody say, whoa, hold on, man. Walmart has over 2 million employees, and their data says that it's about 28% African American. But even with Walmart, the black numbers are crazy. If you're going to boycott somebody, Phil, let's boycott Walmart.
Right.
They cut out their program. John Deere, Google, Amazon, they have all pushed back on DEI.
Wait, Google too?
Yes, put it up. Go just look. Google. Just Google DEI. They cut it out 2 weeks ago. And there's some places who just took it out of all their documentation. So why is Target the target? And I'm concerned that if we don't figure some things out quickly, we are going to really be in trouble, and it's because of who we are allowing to speak on our behalf. I just show up here Thursday nights, have a conversation. These same conversations I have sitting with my buddies, enjoying a cigar and a glass of wine. But it is amazing to me that nobody raises their hands and say, oh, wait, where'd you get that information from? How the hell can somebody tell you Target, okay, has 400,000 black employees? And nobody caught that, Phil?
Because the audience that watches Breakfast Club doesn't care. They think they're just going to listen to everything.
It's draining. I didn't want to come in here and deal with this, but somebody's got to say something at some point. Look, I believe this brother may be trying to bring the conversation about, to get people talking about it. Maybe that's what he's doing. But I think to go out and engage in bad facts. Just somebody brought this to my attention. Man, did you know Target had 400,000 black employees? I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Absolutely they don't. They have 400,000 employees. And under 25% look like me. So what is that number? The point is, we got to do better to be better, man. Mm. You know, it's interesting, Phil, because I was watching that conversation. Put up the post about Target, Phil. Okay. Let me tell you something. So Target, this is CNN, okay? You could believe them if you want to. But even at the number, based on what people are saying, $12 million a day, that's $4 billion. Target did $107 billion in 2023. That's under 5%. Say if we don't go for 3 months, Phil, that's not really actually going to move the needle.
It's not a drop in the bucket.
So why not have a laid out plan to show our value and what we are spending our money on? How about boycotting some of these hair weave manufacturers? How about boycotting something that black people are the lead buyer in? What do we particularly buy that nobody else buy? Hair weave and stuff like that, right? How about you can't find out who's selling the hair weave because it's all imported? And we have to do better. And I'm not supporting Target. I can't tell you the last time I went in a Target. I ain't went in a wall. I don't do it. Okay? If I can sit at home and get it, that's what I'll do. But it's just amazing when you allow people to present this type of conversation without any facts, man. We have to do better. And then to say that HBCUs don't have Targets on campus, yet the white colleges do, because the white colleges got the enrollment numbers. They have the numbers, Phil. That if you just look at, for example, Penn State, it's in the middle of nowhere. They can sustain, with 80,000 students, they could sustain a Target on campus. Michigan, these places can sustain having a big box store and a small footprint on their campus. They can sustain having it open 24 hours. These young people stay up all night. But if you do that, look, I get it. We want to bring attention to the fact that there has been a lot of systematic racism in this country. I promise you that's a fact. But we have to be honest about the conversation and not allow activists to come in and throw the conversation off. It's not right. I get a lot of pushback from people who've already taken the money, but they can actually kiss my black ass. I encourage all of them I invite you to my ass, because the fact is, just because you think you're standing on principle, can I just say this, Phil, ready? Mm-hmm. Books don't bite.
Wait, I'm not ready.
Books don't bite. Books don't bite. Read something. Stop letting people tell you without seeking knowledge. That's all. You can tell me anything, but I'm going to watch how you move. My mama told me that. You can listen to them, but watch how they move. You can listen to them all day, but how are they moving? The fact is, we take so much lip service, and it is unfortunate that it ends up that people can go on these giant platforms and disseminate bad information. I don't like it. I think it's wrong. Just like it's hard to find people to raise their hand and say and call it out. I know everybody's worried about being canceled or who's not going to like them. But let me just say this too. No more friends. Okay, I'm good. I maxed out on friends. I ain't trying to find no new friends, right? And when you come to that point, I think it's very important that you be comfortable in saying that is bad information. You got people boycotting Target. I was talking to somebody the other day and saying they were not going to go to Target and they're going to drive another 20 miles just to go shopping. And so you're boycotting your bankroll because you sure getting ready to spend a lot more money on gas to go 20 miles because some person done told you don't go to Target. So you get ready to drive 20 more miles. That's gas, Phil.
That's a lot.
And the Target is like 3 minutes from where you live, but you're going to drive 20 minutes across town because to another store, another big box store, because somebody told you to boycott Target. It just makes no sense because you're not moving the needle. This is not the way to do it. And even going back to the Montgomery bus boycotts, right? That was a different era when boycotting worked. But the people at the forefront of those boycotts were intelligent guys and ladies who had a plan. And they moved in a certain way. And if you didn't listen to them and just watch how they move, then you realize something without even listening to them. But to just listen to someone and listen to information that they provide you, not sourced information, not sourced at all. I think you are doing yourself a disservice. You can boycott who you want to boycott, but there are a lot of other people that should be way ahead of the list than the Target Corporation. Boycott Google. They shut it down, Phil. They say, nope, we out. Why? You know why you won't boycott Google? Because you can't live without it.
Yeah.
You can't live without Google. Google's not going to do it anymore. They get out of here. No DEI. We don't need all that. And many corporations, there are a couple of corporations that have removed it from any material in their organization. But we have to be careful when we use the term boycott because the people that have been taking advantage of us for years, we've never really boycotted. You look at the dollar in the Jewish community. It circulates and circulates and circulates. What did she say, Phil?
They sure did have a plan, and they were willing to take the pain associated with their boycott.
Erlene, you are 100% right. The problem with this is, how about boycotting Amazon? Hit the brakes on Amazon. Boycott Amazon for 2 weeks. Watch what happens. We can't do it. We can't do it. Boycott the Asian hair store for 2 weeks. You're not going to do it. Boycott the Vietnamese nail salons. You're not going to do it. It's easy to say you're boycotting Target. There are so many companies that have come into the black community and treated us horrible over the years. I remember growing up in the black community, I'll never forget, and these stores, these Middle Easterners would come into the black community, open these stores, and would treat us horribly. Come in, get what you want, and get out of my store. And would treat us terribly. And they would come in and they would suck the lifeblood out of these communities. And then treat you horribly. You go look right now in many of these urban communities, and they got these stores on every corner. Not any more mom and pop stores who look like us, but they're Arabs and Asians. Not even Asians anymore. They've all gone. Now you got these Arabs, and I'm saying Arabs because I don't want to really say what I usually say. You know what I usually say, Phil?
I don't. What, should I blur it out?
Arab.
Oh, dang it.
Okay, it's too late. But the fact is, we got to have a plan, man. They had a plan back in the day, man. When they hit the brakes on something, there was a laid out plan. Gone are the days of A. Philip Randolph, okay, and names like that who went into these communities and wrote out a plan, and they had meetings before they did it, and they had leadership in the narrative. It's just a couple of people come to the microphone and say, that's what we're going to do. Y'all ready? Yeah, we're going to do. It makes no sense, and you're not going to move the needle. There are so many things that we could hit the brakes on. There are things that we ingest that are killing us every day. Foods, driving all kind of problems with our bodies. Why not boycott some of those places? I'm not defending Target Corporation. I am saying if it sounds crazy, it's probably crazy. But to say on a platform that Target has 400,000 black employees and allegedly these guys with this show are astute guys and they don't raise their hand and say, hey, wait a minute. But again, go look at who these guys are. These are the same guys that let Joe Biden come to their platform and say, if you don't vote for him, you're not black. And nobody said, whoa. These are the same people who let Kamala Harris come to their platform and say, I listened to Snoop Dogg when I was in college. And he wasn't even out. And nobody said, whoa, wait a minute. We have to protect, and Holly Holloman and I said this for many years. Rest in peace, Rosie. And you got to protect your microphone, man. You have to protect your microphone. And you can't allow anybody to come in and take or hijack your communications and propagandize. There's no benefit to it. Thank you so much, everybody. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Got a lot to get to, man. Look, if you want to go to Target, go to damn Target. I'm telling you right now, go to Target. Walmart has 2 million employees. And Walmart has a problem because Walmart has less than 12% management of African American. And on the executive level, that number may even be less. But Walmart, you can't boycott Walmart because the Walton family gives no damns. That is a privately held company with 1.5 million employees in America and employees all over the world. You think they care if you don't boycott them? Black people, if black people boycott Walmart, you're still going to get them other people in there. I know we need to showcase our value. We have to showcase our economic power. But this is probably not the way to do it. We've given up too much already. We need a plan to move forward in this conversation. And if we're going to boycott the people who've been treating us like shit. Go look. Boycott those who've been treating us like shit. Don't go to the Arab store in your neighborhood. Right?
Right.
I'm pretty sure Target, or any of these big box stores, they want your money. But how about boycotting the people who took your money and dumped on you? And that's, it's just a problem when I watch this, Phil, because it's nonsense, man. Thank you so much. I'm through with that one. Phil, man, I just getting to me, man, because I'm watching this and I'm watching this misinformation, right? And Disney and PepsiCo and all these people that kick DI down the road can't boycott Disney because you Negroes don't go there anyway. Right? Disney boycotted certain people when they jacked the prices up. Right? Yep. Black people gonna boycott Disney. Disney be like, ooh, good.
Oh my God.
No, for real. GM removed any reference to diversity at all in its 2024 annual report to the investors. Nothing about diversity. Get it out of here. Boycott GM. Boycott some of your car manufacturers. Stop it. Have a plan. Lay it out. Have some meetings. Get everybody on the same page. And then you see movement. But just to run to a microphone because you got one and say stuff like, we're going to boycott somebody and not explain. I guess you don't have to explain to black people. I actually have come to the point that you ain't got to explain it. If you the right person and you got a title in front of your name, okay, bishop or anything along those lines, you could tell a Negro anything and they're going to ride with you, Phil. That's why I went and got my minister certification. I sure did, Phil. You know I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Phil, did I explain that okay?
Yeah, you certainly did. People.
All right, thank you so much. Hey, everybody, do me a favor. Say hi to me if you guys are listening. Tell me where you're listening from. Tell me where you're watching from. I want to get on something else, right? So I saw a pastor who I've been following, and I got some good pastor friends and guys who call it like they see it. There are a lot of them. And I like the ones who aren't concerned about being canceled more than others. Bishop Wooten, and I think he's in the Carolinas field. He came to his microphone the other day, and man, what a nugget he dropped. Check this
Are
out.
we actually in a place where the only way you can be black and stand with your people is to be a Democrat? Now, if that's where we are, we're the dumbest people on the face of the planet, and we're the only people in America who operate that way. You can be white and be a Republican or a Democrat, Hispanic and be a Republican or a Democrat, praise the Lord, whatever, and be a Republican or a Democrat. But if you're black, the only way you can be an authentic black person is to be a Democrat. That's stupid. And you know what it means? It means that explains why we spend half the time, or maybe even more, out of power.
Wow. Thank you so much, Phil. That makes sense. And it gets to a point, if you don't leave your circle, that you don't even understand what he's talking about. It's amazing. And Phil, I've told you this story so many times, where I'm sitting out having a drink, a glass of wine, and a white person plops down next to me and just assumes I'm a Democrat or assumes I'm in some, whatever party, right? And lady sits down next to me and she's like, oh, hey, how are you? And I'm like, hey, how you doing? Her and her husband. And she leans over and she's like, oh, my God, I know you're so excited for what Joe Biden's doing for your community. The hell? But again, like he said, we are attached. But in the words of Tesla and Figaro, I don't know what she's saying today, but I know what she said when she was on the Don Miller show. The black community has been the side chick to the Democratic Party for a long time. And for those who don't know what a side chick is, let me tell you what a side chick is. That's the one you call when the main one got something else going on. That's the one you call when you just want to hit it and quit it. Think about this, right? The side chick, look at it. The black community, in the words of Tesla and Figaro, the black community has been the side chick to the Democratic Party. They show up in churches during the campaign time, singing the songs. They probably learned the songs just for campaign time. Look, I don't know all the 19 verses to lift every voice and sing, but I know a white politician. He know all the words. And I used to just be like, dude, how do you know all the words to that? Because I got a campaign in that community. It's exact words to me. I got a campaign in that community. I should know the words. I got to know the words, Don. And that, to me, is a level that's disingenuous, but we accept it. And we're going to keep being the jump off until we have a plan. And I think the time has come where the conversation in the black community should be surrounding DIY, do it yourself. Phil, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Name the largest African-American grocery store chain in the USA.
There is one?
No, there isn't.
Okay. What's it?
Name the largest Hispanic grocery chain.
Bravo.
Huh?
Is it Bravo?
Bravo's pretty large. Sedona.
Okay.
It's a bunch of them, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we have one? We consume groceries.
Yeah, why don't we have one?
Again, right? So when I listen to people who come to microphones and talk about separating from a situation or a circumstance, knowing that we should be trying to build something up, we fought so hard to sit at them lunchroom counters in the 60s. Like the old man said, and by the time he got there to the lunchroom counter after marching for years and get there and run to the wall, Woolworth, and put his best suit on, go sit at the lunchroom counter, look around, and none in the but white people, and he's looking around, he's smiling, and he finally realizes, after he orders his meal, that it was terrible. But we fought hard and took beatings to sit at that counter, not to build our own counter. Because white folk was going to the hood to eat. Even then.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
They were white people were coming in the black community to get food at black restaurants even then. And we were trying to get over to their food. Make sense of that. He said, man, that was the worst food he ever had. Left there and went right around the corner to the soul food restaurant. Shout out to the people who own soul food restaurants. it's just amazing, when I watch this and I watch how far we've fallen off, all the way back to, I go think a lot about Shirley Chisholm, first black woman to run for president. Got a chance to meet her before she passed away. She lived in Palm Coast, Florida. Wonderful, wonderful lady, an amazing storyteller who was just a brilliant, brilliant woman. And when I read about Dr. Bethune, and I just wish more people understood and knew her story, one of the most brilliant women of all time, who built an empire of education, driving the education conversation about bettering yourself and not pushing so hard to get to somebody else's table, somebody else's platform. And then I see where it has fallen to today. And I want to touch on this real quick. And can somebody talk to Jasmine Crockett? Have we gotten to a point where the people who represent us are engaged in the type of antics that this young lady, who from what I understand, is educated, and we're engaging in these type of antics? You can like Maxine Waters or any of those people or not, but they carried themselves a certain way, Phil.
Yeah.
Let's watch Jasmine Crockett.
How about that? It's 0. And I know people gonna feel away. Listen, all I do is give y'all facts. So you come back to me when you don't get that check and say, Jasmine, you were right. Just like y'all want to get out there and say all kinds of, other stuff. But come back, because you're getting 0. I know these people. I work with these people. These people is not about this life, and they don't care about you.
Phil, what is that about?
I couldn't even tell you.
She know these people and she work with these people. They're not about this life.
What is this life?
Again, and what's amazing to me is there are people cheering her on and her antics. I get it, TL talks about all the time, well, this new age. Listen to me, I get it. I get it. Thanks, Anthony. You're absolutely right. I get it, guys. We are in a new age. But what happened to decorum? Did you get the other Jasmine Crockett piece I sent you? What about decorum?
I think that was the only one for now.
What about the decorum? What about going into this body and being respectful? Think about this. Watch this. When the senator from Pennsylvania decided to come to Congress in a hoodie, it was both parties, white people, black people, Democrat, Republican, definitely white people, was like, dude, you can't come in here like that. You cannot come in here like that. Both parties went after this guy. This is a place where you should respect. But again, right? Both parties went after him. And it was addressed. The problem is everybody is afraid because nobody wants to be called a racist or nobody wants to be canceled. Well, I just lost my buddy 2 nights ago, right? For 35 years, this dude and I traveled together. We was on the radio together. We rubbed people the wrong way together. For 35 years, we were friends. I'm at a point in my life, I just got horrible news on my way here today about another friend and another friend. All I'm saying is, I'm going to come on here and be Don Miller. Y'all can turn to something else if you don't like it. But we got to deal with the fact that we have issues in this country to the magnitude that we have them today, and we are cheering on people like Jasmine Crockett. For what? How is that okay, Phil?
I don't know, man.
How is that okay?
It's not.
She's an embarrassment. You guys can say what you want to say. I know lawyers, lady lawyers. I know lady judges. I don't see them carrying themselves like this. I know a bunch of congresswomen, and absolutely a bunch of black ones. I can go down the list. Eddie Bernice Johnson, Sheila Jackson, Corrine Brown, Maxine Waters. I can keep going and going. Robin Kelly. These are all classy women. Now, I'm talking about the Democrats because that's where we at right now. Black. I'm talking about the blacks. Sorry. They don't act like that. So how is it okay for her to act like that? Phil, did you get that other one? Mm-mm. Let me just say this, guys. The time has come to stand for something or you're out of here. The other day, I watched and was absolutely appalled watching the story of the young guy, DJ. Did you see him, Phil?
DJ, yeah, like he's like 13 years old.
13-year-old cancer survivor. What's his name? DJ?
I just have DJ.
13-year-old cancer
DJ Daniel
survivor.
Or something like that?
Yes. 13-year-old cancer survivor who wants to be a police officer. And he wears a little uniform. He survived cancer. He's a brilliant kid. The kid is absolutely brilliant. I'm going to play a clip of him telling his story.
All right. Here we go.
What you want to know the craziest part? Because my mom bathes me and my brothers all together. And out of nowhere, I locked up. And then my dad was calling my name. And I started going to the slow thing. And he said, stop playing with me. And I then I started to act, I ain't gonna lie, I started to act slow. And then as soon as he said that, we was speeding all the way, running lights, going to the hospital. And then next thing you know, I was seizing on the table. They said, nah, we gonna have to go in his brain tonight. Ever since then, I had 13 brain surgeries. And that's how many times my personality has changed. And that's something that you don't hear from a terminally ill child. They had 5 months to live. I'm gonna keep on going until my gas tanks run out. And that's when God calls you home. You never know when God's gonna call you home. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my dad. I know he's pretty proud of me, and I'm pretty proud of him too. And I like to thank President Trump.
Stop it right there.
Okay.
Stop it right there. 13-year-old kid wants to be the police. Wears a little uniform in the neighborhood, Phil. And wants to be a cop. Phil, when I was growing up, it was okay to want to be a cop.
Same here, man.
And the way they treated, grown folk treated this kid, Phil, was horrible. I want to play a video of this kid minding his business with his uniform on and what happened.
Oh, baby, you can't arrest me. You too cocky. What? Jail? Bitch ass back for real. Sir. Arrest her.
What's he supposed to be doing, the wiggy dance?
Arrest her.
Hey, Phil, stop this. If you're black and you're watching this and you think that's okay at any level, you're a horrible person. 13-year-old kid, cancer survivor. He told this story, many surgeries, just wants to be the police. Why didn't any adult stop that, Phil?
There were adults there.
I saw it.
I saw them.
Young man, I wish the best for you. President Trump made him an honorary Secret Service agent the other night at the speech.
Here you go.
All right, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Stop it right here, man. Phil, help me with this.
Okay.
How is it okay for those ignorant ass? I want to say something so bad, but I got to watch what I say.
I'll say it.
To treat that baby like that. He just wants to be a cop. He just wants to be a cop, and he's alive, and he's gone through a lot. We got to do better, man. That ain't okay. There's nothing okay about it. Thank you, President Trump, man. Because you didn't have to do that either.
What makes me mad too is that the Democrats just had a stank face. Like, how can you still?
They didn't even clap for the kid.
Yeah, you can think whatever you want to think about Trump and Republicans.
Right, it ain't about politics. This is a child. Are we that messed up?
Yes. What the F?
Think about it. Phil, I just sent you something, man.
Yeah, I'm
okay,
fine.
let me tell you something. And I want to spend a few minutes on this. So I have a friend of mine who passed away a few years ago, and he and I were riding in the community.
Yeah, hang on.
And we saw some young black men up against a wall, and there were like 3 white cops, had about 5 of them. And he turns to me as we drive by, he's like, "Where are the black cops?" And I had a conversation with him about the anti-cop sentiment. And he says, we need to start a program to pay to send young men and women that are black who want to go into law enforcement. One of the biggest hurdles, if you're not sponsored, is the fee to go to the academy. So he said, go find the money. I don't care where you get it from. Just go get the money, go to the CFO, go to somebody. Let's put the money together. And any young African-American who wants to go to the police academy, we will pay out of the gate for them to go to the academy. And I did that. And one of my favorite classes of young black people that I've sponsored to go through this program, they were the first black women hired from a major county sheriff's department by my sheriff, my friend Rick Staley, hired them at Flagler County. First 2 African-American women, graduates of Bethune-Cookman University that went through the Robert M. Purcell Scholarship Program for law enforcement. We got that?
Yep. Boom.
Here they are. I love those girls. The first 2 black women, those are my girls, who graduated from the program, and they were hired by Rick Staley, the sheriff of Flagler County. Had never had a black woman on the road in Flagler County. And there they are. Those are my girls. Both of them are from Miami, came up to Cookman, and graduated from Bethune-Cookman. And they are now currently working for the Flagler County Sheriff's Department. And so I put this program together, and we can't give the money away.
What do you mean?
Because the attitude toward law enforcement. And we see it with this baby who has been sick. And these fools, these idiots, these pieces of, they treat this baby like this. They make fun of him. And you wonder what the problem is and why other people see us the way they see us. We did that. We did it. So shout out to that young man. I hope his dream comes true. I've reached out to a bunch of people, and I'm going to try to interview him soon if you guys are okay with that, Phil.
Absolutely,
because
man. Yeah,
this is that was shameful. I wish I knew the names of all those clowns who gave that baby a hard time just because he wanted to be the police. What's wrong with that?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Aren't you a cop?
I'm affiliated. And I just think if we got to pay attention, man. If you look at the academy numbers across the country right now, there are not a lot of blacks graduating from police academies. And a friend of mine who is a law enforcement scholar, shout out to my boy, who's the dean of the law enforcement school at Seminole State, my main man, Elmore, my brother that I'm going to see in a minute. He's the new dean at Seminole State, Dr. Elmore, and I'm going to see him in a minute. And he's a former FBI agent, just a good dude, good brother. If you look at the numbers about people graduating from law enforcement academies across this country, in 10 years, we may not have any black cops on the street if we don't work hard to change the sentiment.
Well, don't you think that that's how you change the sentiment, is to have more black cops?
Absolutely,
right?
But the attitude is horrible. Look how they treated this baby. That's a little boy. If that was my son, y'all had to do a GoFundMe to get my black ass out of jail. For real. But we got to do better. We out here worried about what white folk doing. That's white folk business. We treat each other like shit. Bad. We'll put up some of the messages right quick. So we can,
all right, here we go.
Because I want to see some of them.
Yep.
Thank you so much, y'all.
So
Subscribe and like.
Bob says that's my sheriff.
That's my sheriff too, Bob.
All right, got to do better.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Oh, come on, here we go.
Yeah.
Democrats show their real self. They don't care about the people.
Yep.
Hold, this one's longer. It's from Betty. I'll read it. All right, she says, the code of silence is a code of ignorance of the mind. It's a generation of lawlessness that is upheld, that has no respect for authority. Lord have mercy.
Yeah. Shout out to Bob. Shout out to all you guys, man. I really appreciate the support. Shout out to that little white lady, Amber. Amber put me up there, made me look good. Amber made me look good, man. Put that up, Phil, for the people who didn't see the thumbnail. Look at that, man. Look at Don Miller right there. Look at where my bottom at. Where my bottom at. Where my money at.
And just to be sure, that's actually you in the green suit, right?
That's me. No, that ain't me in the green. That's my cup.
Oh.
That is my cup, Phil. You seen my cup.
Yeah. I've seen that cup. Yeah.
Shout out to Lena who made my cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, Poli-tricks, man. All day we are engaging in Poli-tricks. You're right. To be your own kind that will put you down. You're right, Adley.
Why is that, though? Is it like that with other races? Do Asian people do that?
No. There are other races who do it for sure, right? But the separation between the have and the have-nots in other scenarios are much different than it is in ours, right? Because they know when to cut off. We don't cut people off as much as we probably should. I'm in a season of cutting people off right now. But when I look at how, and Phil, I put that picture up. Somebody just sent me a message that they are surprised that I put that up because I'm so private about what I do in terms of helping people. But no, I just wanted to make a point that we're always out here talking about who don't do what. And I look, I don't have to tell y'all what I do. People in the community, I'm good. I don't need no extra claps. I think sometimes doing it quietly is the better way to do it. But I think right now, at this point in my life and watching what's happening around me, I'm going to start telling y'all what the hell I'm doing. Maybe y'all get inspired to get off your asses and do something. And to that program that are sending young people to the police academy, that is a great, great program. And it works. It is absolutely working. It is working right now. Young man that went through one of the last people who went through the academy is an officer right now in Winter Park, Officer Darisol, man. I love you, bro. Y'all know him. Tell him that I mentioned his name. Young man, graduated from college, went through the program. He started out in beautiful Winter Springs, Florida. My buddy was the police chief there. He's in Colorado now. And now he's the young man is over in Winter Park working for a really good chief. But listen, I just believe that if I don't know the scripture because I ain't like D'Amica, I don't know the scriptures like she know them. But if you've been blessed and you don't take the time to help people, or even it ain't about what to give them, just sometimes your message, your words can help people. And that's why I like to shout out that bishop I played because he has stayed true to that conversation for the last 20 years. I've been listening to him. We got to make a difference, and we got to deal with a lot of stuff we got to deal with at the house. We always wait around for somebody to come over here and fix our problems. We got to start treating each other better. We got to engage better, and we got to deal with a lot of things at home. But we got to also be okay with people who call BS when they see BS, Phil. Exactly. There's a gang of black folk who can't stand me, and the only reason is because they think I come on here and, say things that shouldn't be said publicly. One guy told me that, but look, I'm at a point right now, no new friends. If you're with me, raise your hand. If you're not, then raise your standards. I'm out. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm looking at the moments, and the clock is ticking. And if I got anything to give you, I'm going to drop it off. You can take it or leave it, but I'm going to drop it off. When I ride out of here, they're going to be like, damn, Don Miller, he said every damn thing he had to say before he left. And I think that's how it should be. I grew up with old people who had no filters. A no-filtered old person changed my life. Changed my life. A no-filtered old person. My grandmama, I was like that girl across the street, and she told me, get your ass over here on this porch, sit down. Don't you take your ass over there no more. And I didn't understand it. I wasn't even thinking about no sex. I just thought she was cute. And she told me this, I'll never forget. The motto of this show, y'all know, listen, laugh, and learn, right?
That's right.
I say, well, I don't even know why she tripping. I just, she said, don't you go on that girl's porch no more. And I say, why? She said, that girl got a white liver.
What is that?
I didn't know. I was 12. I was 12. She said, that girl got a white liver. I want you to Google that right quick, Phil. Okay, get ready to put that on the screen. She said, that girl got a white liver. And I'm like, what? I don't know what you talking about. She said she got a white liver. That girl got 5 sisters. All 5 of them got at least 4 kids. That's 20 kids. They all live in that one house. That girl got a white liver. And finally, I got older, and I realized what a white liver was. And I want to shout out Miss Pinkett Dennis, who told me that when I was 12, 11, maybe 11 years old. Don't go over there. You shake that girl's hand, she going to get knocked up. What's a white liver, Phil?
I can't put on the screen because it's on my laptop stuck, but it says white liver refers to a condition characterized by sexual excess and wasting to death of sexual partners.
Yes. And that she saved my life. Told me that girl had a white liver. Get that girl on my porch right now. I know I'd probably be a 9-time, 10-time, 11-time baby daddy.
Oh.
Can you imagine? I'd be sitting here in a wife beater with a gold tooth.
Hashtag white liver.
Yes, hashtag white liver. You know, it's amazing. But unfiltered old people can change your life. She know what I'm talking about. Put that back up there. Okay. Erlene know what a white liver is, Erlene. Erlene is a wonderful, wonderful listener. She's been listening to me since I was over there on the Christian Network. When they fired me, then I went to the other people. They kept me. Then I had to go over there and around there. But I love you, Erlene. Thank you so much. But an old, unfiltered old person. Bill, you ever been around an unfiltered old person? I told you the story. I was in the Publix, and I was in line one day, on my way to the station, and I was standing behind a little old lady. She had to be in her 80s. And the girl was ringing up the stuff for her, and the lady leaned over to her and said, baby? And she said, yes, ma'am. She said, your breath is terrible.
Oh, no.
She said, you back there with too much gum not to be chewing something.
Oh, my God.
Hey.
But Don, you're my unfiltered old person.
I am. That's it. I'm the unfiltered old person. Right. And I think many of us have had them. I know Erlene had them. Amber, I'm sure, had them. Quetta Jean Johnson from the Johnson family got them right now. She lived with an unfiltered old person. There's a lot of people. What did he just say?
He said my ex-girlfriend is a white liver.
Absolutely, man. Thank you guys so much. I'll be back next Thursday. I'm working on interviewing the young fella, man. I really want to get him on. Put my friend's picture back up on the screen, man. Love you, Holly Holloman, man. Man, I'm going to miss you, bro, man. I'm going to miss those nights we laughed and talked. I'm going to miss all those moments, man, those trips we went on and all the jokes you shared with me. And one of the words that you said on every Don Miller show, no matter what we were talking about, wow. And that was Holly Holloman, man. We love you so much, Rosie. Hey, to all you people, subscribe and like. Do me a favor. Drop me some inboxes. Sometimes I just be wanting to talk to people. Drop me an inbox at The Don Miller Show on all platforms. I just want to talk to people, man. If you got an idea for a show, tell me what you want to talk about. But again, coming from an unfiltered old person, just be straight with yourself, man. Bye-bye, y'all.